Well, good morning, and we're in Deer Lodge, Montana. Today is 6/26, I think, isn't it? 27? I mean, not 6, 2/27, 22. I'll get us in the right month. Well, it's still February. I wish it was 6. Yeah, I wish it was in June or July or August, but it's not. A hard heart equals a hard life. That's taken from the First Light from Evangelist Will Rice IV. And he has a wonderful camp down in the Grand Canyon area, if you ever get down that way. A hard heart equals a hard life. Exodus 8:15 says, "But when Pharaoh saw that there was a respite, he hardened his heart and hearkened not unto them as the Lord had said." When I was growing up here on the ranch, my mom always had a summer garden. Now Mom did all the planting, but her children did much of the cultivating. For 15 minutes every morning we would weed at the garden, which in Middle Tennessee means pulling out rocks. I was always amazed that I could spend 15 minutes pulling out rocks one day, and the next day there would be rocks all over again. So here we go. No one in his right mind cultivates rocks for a garden if he is trying to grow something edible. Yet there is something even harder than rocks that many of us are cultivating today, and that is a hard heart. Remember in Hebrews chapter 3 and 4, it talks about resting in the Lord, but do not harden your heart as in the day of provocation. Every day you get up, if you don't hear a word from the Lord, your heart gets a little harder towards things about God. And if every day you go through that, and your heart gets a little harder because you didn't hear from God that day, you come to church on Sunday, your heart's going to be pretty hard, your hearing is going to be dull of hearing, and it's going to be hard for you to get something out of the message. So, the solution to that is hear a word from God every day, and that'll keep your heart from getting hard. Pharaoh is an example of a person who had a hard heart. God began to judge Pharaoh because of his rebellion. Exodus 8:15 says, let me stop here. Also, if you're not hearing from God every day and doing your devotionals, that's an act of rebellion towards God. And if you're rebelling towards God that day, not taking time for Him, it's not good. But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, relief from the plagues, he hardened his heart, and hearkened not unto them. A hard heart often manifests itself in a person who refuses to hear. It is important for us to know that a person who cultivates a hard heart will reap a hard life full of needless pain and sorrow. It's the law of the harvest. You will reap what you sow. You can reap whatever you want, but you can't hold back the harvest. If you've sown iniquity, you'll reap just a rough time. What did Pharaoh cultivate that culminated in a hardness of heart? First of all, he cultivated pride. In Exodus 5:2, Pharaoh says, "Who is the Lord? When I refuse to acknowledge God, I am going to be unable to know who He is and understand life." Pride is the naive sin in each of us and brings about much misery in our lives. That's true. Pharaoh also cultivated procrastination. In verse 10, Moses says, "Hey, would you like me to call off the plagues to entreat the Lord for you?" Pharaoh says, "Yes." Then Moses asks, "When would you like me to do this?" Pharaoh famously says, "Tomorrow." That is in stark contrast to verse 23, where God put off a plague until the next day. God was putting off the plague, and Pharaoh was putting off the relief from the plague. If I decide when and how to obey God, I am not obeying. In verse 25 through 28, Pharaoh took the initiative and told Moses and Aaron, "Go ye, sacrifice to your God in the land." Moses responds, "No, that is not the way God wants us to do it. We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to God as he commands us. Commands us. The reason that Pharaoh took initiative in responding to God was that he felt that he could draw up and the terms of surrender. You negotiate with someone you feel to be your equal. Pharaoh took the initiative with God, but with his own plan, as if he and God were equals. God doesn't want us to negotiate, procrastinate, or act in pride. God wants us to hear his voice, obey his commands, and reap the life of peace that comes. It's the law of the harvest. You reap what you sow. You can reap whatever you like, disobedience or be obedient to the Lord, but you can't stop the harvest from coming. And if you've reaped wrongly and sinfully, you will receive a bad harvest, a ruined family, the curse of God on your life, and all those things. And you don't want that. So you keep your heart open to God. Do your devotionals every day, like God wants you to. Have a heart soft to God, and you will be blessed in life. And that's the first phase of our devotionals for this morning. Okay, reading from the Baptist Bread then, we have Sunday, February 27th, Sunday School. And this devotion brings out the importance of Sunday School. Churches are built solidly and consistently with loyalty on their Sunday school classes, not on the main service. The main service, people are fickle. They come today, they don't come tomorrow. There's not a sense of loyalty there. But when they really start coming to Sunday school and really start growing in the things that they need to grow in, they'll be solid, they'll be loyal, and you can build a church on those people. You can't build a church on fickle people who don't make a commitment to grow the church. Sunday school, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest in the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Deuteronomy 6:7. And this is considered a hinge verse in the Old Testament. When you get up to this verse, and it's a real part of statement of demarcation, you do this and you'll be blessed. If you don't do this, then you'll raise a rebellious house. Samuel Slater, 1768 to 1835, the father of the American Industrial Revolution, saw the need also of a Sunday school like the one Robert Wrights had in England. He was moved by the wayward behavior of boys from his factory on Sunday. The pastor of the First Baptist Church in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, got together with Mr. Slater and formed the first church Sunday school in 1804. So that was when the first church Sunday school started in America. Was in 1804, after the Revolution. The major difference between American Sunday schools and the one in England was that Reverend Benedict knew the behavior of boys would only change if their hearts were changed as they were taught the Bible. In England, they were taught the 3 R's, not religion. It is hard to imagine a Baptist church without a Sunday school. Has it done any good? The National Sunday School Association states that 98% of Sunday school students never get into serious crime. Also, 80% of church members come from Sunday school, and 95% of all ministers, missionaries, evangelists, and full-time Christian workers come out of Sunday school. It is a tragedy to neglect Sunday school. So don't neglect Sunday school. What I just read about the statistics of Sunday school should almost be read every Sunday till every church member knows it. The editor's note here, it says, Sunday schools across America have really taken a hit during the Wuhan virus. May God grant us wisdom in reinstating this vital ministry to our nation's youth. And it's really true. The virus has taken a hit on our Sunday schools and our churches. And so keep those things in mind. Keep a heart open to God. Stay loyal to your church. Be in Sunday school. Be in the main service. Be committed to seeing your church grow and participating in it. And the church then also needs to have good Christian vitality in it, not be boring, but encourage people to enjoy coming to church. How can you enjoy coming to church? Well, we'll answer part of that question today in the main service. Thank you.